cool. It's fine.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody, to another Thinking Out Loud. It is number 15. I am David Juarez with my co-host. I said host. I'm hot.
I'm hot.
It's a hot day today in Los Angeles, bro. I'm really like burning up, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not just hot because it's hot.
Right.
I'm hot because it was the European finals.
Yeah.
And it goes down to the last penalty, and our goalkeeper misses.
I mean, granted, he didn't have anything to do all game.
True.
So, like, he wasn't even warmed up with his feet, bro.
Look,
I don't think if you look at the stats, I don't even think he got the ball passed back to him the entire game.
Like actual soccer, football? Do any of you watch it? Because I do. Well, I say I do, but my buddies know me. They're like, no, fuck you. You don't watch sports.
Yeah, you watch the teams that you want to watch.
Come on, go. You're
What?
a sports fan. Go.
What are you?
Tell me that I'm not a sports fan. Tell me
You're not a sports fan.
Ask me a question about sports right now.
All right. Who is the most exciting Major League Baseball player right now?
Who's the most exciting baseball player right now?
Yeah.
The guy from the Dodgers.
No.
Okay, who?
The guy from the Padres.
Why is he the most exciting?
Because he's
Ask me another one.
phenomenal. His name's Fernando Tatis Jr.
Fernando Tatis Jr. Is he Puerto Rican?
I believe he is Puerto Rican,
Okay.
yes.
Hit me with another one.
All right. Who's the center for the Los Angeles Lakers?
Who's the center for the Los Angeles Lakers? LeBron. No, he's the point guard.
It's not either of those.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about then. Give me another one. Hurry up. Another one. Come on.
Who's the center for the Los Angeles Lakers?
I said another one, not the same
No,
one.
I understand, but
I don't know.
there's not that many other names you can go through.
I don't know all the names of the
All right.
Laker players.
Who is...
Embarrass me. Come on. I'm giving you
You're already being embarrassed.
I'm like lobbing them to you. Come on.
What the fuck?
Give me.
All right. How do you say the main player of the Milwaukee Bucks?
Okay, this is an easy one because I actually looked at his name earlier.
Yeah.
It's Giannis Antetokounmpo. Oh shit! Did I say it wrong?
Is it Giannis? Pretty sure it's Giannis.
Don't look at them. Look at me. Be like,
Giannis.
bro, it's Giannis, bro.
Antetokounmpo.
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 Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo.
I'm pretty sure that's how you spell it.
I'm not a sports fan, and sports fans are toxic. I am a fan of sports, but I mainly watch soccer.
Yeah.
And I don't watch baseball because I think it's more entertaining.
I mean, baseball's boring to watch.
It's a little boring. I don't know what's more exciting, golf or baseball. Probably baseball.
Shit, I'd give golf, honestly.
I've never seen. Are there any Asian golf players?
In what, baseball?
Asian golf players in
golf
baseball?
players.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm sure there's like 3 or... No, not even 3. There's a couple good pros that are Asian. I know they're the women Asian golf players are really good.
Ball players.
The men, I'm honestly not too sure. I don't really watch golf besides my skin tone. I know
Me
I'm
neither.
supposed to.
I don't watch golf either. I know it's been going on. The playoffs are right now, right? In basketball?
Yes.
Tell me with something that I wouldn't know about basketball. Like what's going on right now in the basketball?
The best player in the league right now is a Slovenian point guard.
A Slovenian point guard. Who is this?
Slovenian point guard, Luka Doncic.
Yeah, I know him. He's my
So you
favorite
do know
player
him.
in the NBA.
Yeah, he's good. So I'll tell you what
the Lakers.
Tell you what you don't know.
Tell me what I don't
know.
know.
The Lakers and the Mavericks will be the conference finals for the Western Conference Finals.
The Lakers and the Mavericks will hit to the Western Conference Finals?
I'm calling it right now.
I feel you. Mark Cuban knows what he's doing.
He does.
Okay, yeah.
He really
I
does.
I agree there. I agree.
Kristaps Porzingis.
I agree.
Tim
I totally
Hardaway
agree.
Jr.
Mavericks, Lakers.
Dwight Powell.
That dude is a motherfucking beast, dog. Dwight Powell, Jerome.
Boban Marjanovic. I think it's Marjanovic.
It's you got it. Yeah. Those guys are incredible players, bro. Like they
just get the ball and pass the ball.
They take the ball, pass the ball, and they get numbers on the board, right? They get numbers on the board. That's what we want. Lakers have got great defense. The Mavericks got great offense, right? Luka Doncic, he comes from European basketball. And European basketball is disgusting. It's a different level over there, right?
It is. I mean, it's mainly based more on the tactical part of the game rather than the athleticism part of the game.
You know what? There's a lot I learned from wanting to learn to play basketball. I never took advantage of playing basketball.
You're not tall enough.
It's not that I'm not tall enough. I just
No, you're
didn't
not
take
tall
advantage
enough.
of my privilege of, oh, you know what? You're right. I'm not tall enough.
Yeah.
Is it a throwaway if you're tall as fuck and you don't play?
Yes.
It's a throwaway. You're throwing your life away if you don't play if you're
I
tall
mean,
as hell?
I wouldn't say you're throwing your life away. I just think that, like, what do you use 6'6" for? Go get my rebound.
I feel that. I feel that.
That or you got to be like a CEO of some company. Like, if you were 6'6" and you're flipping burgers at McDonald's, like, get it together, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel it. That's not a bad point.
Respectfully, though.
Yeah, respectfully, like, bro, like, you should be out there practicing instead of working.
If you're 6'6" and you're volunteering at, like, a homeless shelter, like, why?
Yeah, why are you volunteering in the first place?
Yeah.
Like, look, can we talk about the idea that, like, we can now go to sporting events?
What about them?
What do you mean, what about them? We just talked about this earlier.
We can go to sporting
He
events.
wants to go to a Dodger game? I'm like, all right, cool, let's
We can
go.
I can go to a sporting
Dodger
event.
game. Let's
This
go
is
to a
what
Dodger
you-
game.
This is why you get vaccinated. That's your fault.
Let me tell him. You want to tell him or should I explain this?
You can
Because I
explain
read
it.
I read the rules, and the rules to me, I feel discriminated against because I'm not vaccinated yet. Not for the reasons that you think, right? Because I'm sure people are like, well, look at this fucking anti-vaxxer motherfucker doesn't believe in it. No,
He's
no,
a
no.
Republican.
I just don't have. I just
That's
haven't gotten
why.
it because I'm not in a position where I need it. Like I don't go anywhere. I'm like.
You see me all the time.
I see you all the time. Like you literally like you're.
That means you need it, fuckhead.
Oh.
What do you mean?
Look, this is fine because it's herd immunity. Like I'm sacrificing myself for you because with the vaccine you don't develop herd immunity.
Yeah.
Herd immunity.
Herd immunity.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't.
Look,
You never know what you're talking about.
he wants to go to a Dodger game. I'm like, yeah, let's go because the only thing baseball games are good for is getting drunk and eating hot dogs, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Occasionally cheering when they hit a home run or they hit a good ball.
Mm-hmm.
I'm over here he's like, oh yeah, they're like, I'm like, yeah, I know baseball tickets are cheap, right? The nosebleeds, the bleachers, all that shit's cheap.
Right.
He's like, okay, cool. Like, where do you want to sit though? I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, where are you picking? He's like, well, where we're sitting, you have to be vaccinated. I'm like, what? I can't sit with you, bro. Like,
You
can we go
can't
to
sit with us, dude.
Bro, are you kidding
Shout out
me?
Mean Girls.
This is the most like I am not like, come on guys, you guys know it's all optics. Like we're a small channel, we're a small group. You and I, nobody is listening to us, so we can say whatever we want. Well, we can say technically almost whatever we want.
Yeah.
Just look, guys, we can't. And then at the bottom, it's like it says, oh, but you still. It's like, okay, you know how cigarettes have the death warnings right on the front of the label?
Yeah, just like every other commercial for medication as well.
It was the same. It was like, oh, but they're like, yeah, if you get these vaccinated seats, you still run the risk of getting cancer and your arm falling off and like all this and that. I'm like, holy shit. Like, what the fuck is the point if you're just gonna like hold people against their will?
Well, because the point is, right, is like before COVID-19, we weren't even putting protocols into place like that.
And we were fine. The worst thing that would happen was someone getting busted in the head for talking shit about for being
the opposite fan.
the opposite fan.
Yeah.
And that was exciting. Now you can't even get down with people because you're in pods. They're gonna put us in little fucking beanie pods or whatever.
This is not fucking Tokyo, all right? We are not going to be put in
At
pods.
least Tokyo has the right idea because they embrace the idea that people need their personal space and they create these little things where you and other people can like enjoy the space together, right?
Yeah.
That's cute, right? Like you go on a date. Like this pod shit is cute, right? When you're on a date with someone. I don't want to go with 5 dudes to a baseball game pod. What the fuck? Like, and then if half of us are vaccinated, the other half is like, well, we can't sit with you because we're technically not vaccinated. It's like, what the fuck? And then they don't allow gators.
Well, then people would say that's why if you go to a sporting event, you go with a woman.
Look, and then you're allowed to take your mask off to eat and drink, but in between you got to put it back on.
Right.
It's like, I'm already out there. Like, let me just take my mask off.
Well,
look, I'm not complaining, guys. This is not me complaining. This is us thinking out loud. This is me thinking out loud. Not
look,
us.
granted, I feel where you're coming from, but your solution could just be getting vaccinated and you wouldn't have to worry about any of that shit.
I don't think I need to get vaccinated to enjoy a baseball game.
I mean, okay, let me put it this way, right? Like, look at Los Angeles now. We are almost pretty much fully vaccinated at this point.
Yeah, like 50% of adults.
Right.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah. And when we walk outside, do you see people with masks on anymore?
I do.
It's rare, though.
You know what?
It's pretty damn rare.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Do you think
is.
it's rare now? For me to hear
mean,
you say that it's rare, because all I saw, look.
Okay, let me put it this way. When I was in Yucca Valley, right, this past weekend, I think I saw, besides going into like a store or, you know, whatever, like that's the only time I saw people wearing masks.
Yeah, like the south side of California is just like, we don't give a fuck.
Why can't we be like that?
Well, because like there are people who are like, well, if you ain't vaxxed, mask. You know what I'm saying?
We are waxed and vaxxed.
Like,
sure.
I just want to look. It's cool. Like we're gonna eventually go to a game and like not have to worry about these pods and vaccinated sections. Like,
yeah, I mean, eventually you'll get to that point.
This is how many fucking hoops they got you jumping through, right? If you go and check to order these tickets, they're $30 for a vaccinated seat. Why are they charging double for non-vaccinated? You fucks. If we get sick, it's like they're not thinking. The invincible meme. Think. You fucks. Think. Like, yo, it's like you still have to go get a negative test 72 hours prior to showing up to the game, still have your vaccine card, and prove that it's been 2 weeks after your shot.
Yeah.
And then still, it's just like, what?
No, but
the American pastime is gone. Yeah. The game is gone.
Duh.
You used to be able to sit and spit and throw spit snacks and shit. Now you gotta. I don't even know what I'm saying.
I mean,
it's because it's hot.
All games.
Mercury's in retrograde. Don't forget.
All games in general have developed over the years. I'm not talking about just like through COVID, but the simple rules that were once put in place are just like much more lenient nowadays.
Why are we even still talking about this?
Because it's
I was excited when you said let's go to a Dodger game. Now I have to go.
And you're not vaccinated. It's your fault. I can go to a Dodger game and I can have the time of my life. I could get drunk. I can have a Dodger dog. I could watch someone steal second base, probably Mookie Betts. You know, like I can have the time of my life watching my team play because I took the the precautions that I needed to. And so now I can enjoy that, right? And now you are suffering repercussions for not getting vaccinated.
It's getting
it looks like you want to cry.
I got a ton of jokes I can make about that. I got a ton of jokes I can make about a vaccine card, but I am not going to because they would just be in bad taste, and like some of y'all are still developing your sense of humor.
But what are the jokes?
What happened?
Fling them off.
Fling them off.
We don't even have a big audience.
Remember when we were making fun of vaccine cards? Yeah. I was like talking about how like they're the new hall passes or whatever. Like they're the new like
Yeah, most def.
Oh, like you walk into a place, they're like, "Oh, sir, your mask."
Be like, "Come on, bro."
Right here.
Come on.
He gives you a tip. He's like, "Pretend you never saw me." He's like, it's like back in high school when they used to make counterfeit lunch passes. Like, honestly, like, why aren't they just printing out vaccine cards?
Honestly,
I know how it sounds. You're like, well, that's fucking dangerous if people just say that they have the vaccine and you're like, and you don't actually have it. Obviously, that's fucking stupid. Don't do that.
Don't you do that?
No, I mean, like anybody who's watching knows now, obviously, that I don't have it still.
I hope.
And everybody who's showing off their card is like, well, now everybody knows I'm vaccinated. Like,
yeah.
You can invite me over. I'm vaccinated.
I mean, there's a whole running meme that it's like literally just vaccinated and ready to fuck. Like, there's a sticker for that.
We should ride that wave.
Well,
are you riding that wave?
I for sure am riding that wave.
You are vax, right?
Yeah.
You guys be having that vaccinated sex, huh?
Vaccinated sex.
I heard vaccinated sex is really good. Like there's like this connect, like the mRNA and the vaccine, like you both like bolster each other.
I mean, after like a year of, not getting play like that, essentially, right? Like,
true, because we weren't vaccinated.
Because we had to be in our household. Like, yeah, the sex is better now.
Yeah,
for sure.
Pre-vax sex was a thing.
It was a thing.
It still is. But now, post-vax sex, that shit... I bet that shit like
pre-vax sex, I was on some wild shit. I was like, yo, go ahead, like spit in my mouth type shit. You feel me?
So you were just like,
I was a dirty bitch,
max.
like a straight dirty whore. No. I was not vaccinated though. See, that's what I'm saying. I was just going off of what I was feeling in that moment. But
Vax
now
to the
I'm like,
max.
I'm vaccinated. I'm like, don't be spitting in my fucking mouth. Like, don't be doing
Yeah,
that shit. We don't do that
know,
no more.
Like I heard somebody say, look,
I don't shake hands with people no more. I give
that's
you a
what
little
someone
elbow
said.
and shit.
Oh,
I'd
okay,
be like,
stop
you
with
gonna
the
be
elbow.
alright.
Like I'd be like, hey, what's up, G?
Yeah, a little
I'd be like,
fist bump, some shit. You feel me? But no, it's different, dude. It's a real different world.
Bro, my buddy.
Every time you leave somewhere.
My best friend James.
Oh, we have an
a guest.
interruption.
That's because we're filmed in front of a live studio audience, and we usually have guests. Let's come by and say hi.
Indeed.
Look,
they love us.
sorry, my Asperger's is kicking in.
There it is.
What are we talking about?
What do you mean?
What were we talking
We're
about?
talking about just fucking
vax
vaccinated
to the max,
sex,
having sex post-vax. Yeah, post-vax sex. Looking forward to. I mean, when it happens.
Right.
When it happens.
So
I'm still a virgin.
So check this shit out. This is the craziest shit, right? So after this quarantine, right, people started to find themselves essentially, right? Like not just mentally, but physically, and they were just like, yo, like I'm gonna expand into this whole new person. And a lot of celebrities have come out and said that they are part of different types of organizations. And one of those is a very apparent celebrity known as Demi Lovato. And I feel like...
Hold on, before you go any further, I just have to... Hold on, I have an announcement to make. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Wait. This is something that's been bearing on me for a long time.
Oh, okay.
I really honestly... I didn't think I was going to do this on air. I'm deciding to come out as non-binary, as cisgender non-binary.
Okay. Wait, well.
So just
congrats for finding.
Look, we're gonna.
Finding the courage.
I felt the
to
need.
Bring that
I felt
out.
the need. Please don't talk. I felt the need to.
Yeah. So.
Look,
okay.
I get. Look, Demi Lovato, she's cool. Like I had a big crush on her in high school camp music or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I think it was Camp Music.
Where she's with Jonah.
Camp Rock?
Camp Rock, yeah. Camp Rock. With Jonah, with Nick Jonas, right?
Camp Rock?
Camp Rock. Look, Demi Lovato.
I think it was Camp Rock.
Demi Lovato, honestly, like, bro, I had a mad crush on her. I kid you not, bro. I thought, like...
Nah, I always thought she kind of looked like an alien.
No, hold on, chill out. Let me just tell you my child.
I mean, let me hear your fantasy, but I'm going to tell you,
bro,
she looks
I had
like
a
an
mad
alien.
crush on her, bro. When I saw her in Camp Rock, I'm like, damn. Like, I want her to be my girlfriend. Like, I had a crush, like a kid crush. Like, you know when you have a crush on somebody, and you're like, damn, like, I'm crushing on this chick.
Yeah, Vanessa Hudgens. That's how I knew I was into Latinas. That's a good one too,
bro. She aged like fine wine, bro.
I knew that shit instantly.
Bro, tell me
I saw Vanessa Hudgens, and I was like, I will marry that woman.
Melissa McCarthy, I think that's her name, the one that played Sam on, with Ariana Grande and her, and then on iCarly.
Ariana Grande was on iCarly?
No, Ariana Grande had her own show called Sam and Cat.
I'm uncultured.
No, you didn't have a childhood, or you weren't a horny like.
I might have been an
preteen.
Uncultured swine, honestly.
No, I was just like a horny preteen, and I was looking at these chicks. I'm like, damn, like, I want you to be my girlfriend. Like, you were fine. Like, you were fine.
I was
but
looking at
I was
Vanessa
like a preteen.
Hudgens like that
like
all the time.
I was like a teenage-ish. Whenever the fuck this came out. All right,
Yeah.
I was age appropriate for me to like this person, and I still like have a crush on them.
Yeah.
Not Demi Lovato though anymore, because she's not even a woman anymore.
Is that what that means?
You want to Google non-binary?
Yeah,
Let's Google non-binary. We should
really
have a segment called
curious.
Google it.
I'm with that.
Look, I couldn't help myself but to just because look, she made the announcement. Look, we're gonna segue into talking shit about why everybody should start a podcast and why no one should start a podcast.
Okay, wait. So can I? I mean, I could say I'm non-binary, right? Like, not even like trying to like disrespect anybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's just basically, what is it? Like, if you feel like you have both women and male qualities, is that what it is? Because then you just identify as nothing, or then you identify as non-binary, essentially.
We're having an adult conversation here.
Yeah, and I'm legitimately asking.
And I'm like legitimately lost. I kid you not, bro. It is a strange. Look, it doesn't make sense to me because, okay, look, I have nothing against. Look, I personally have nothing against trans, bis, cis,
non-binary people.
like nothing. I simply, the vernacular, I am not familiar with it enough because these have turned into buzzwords, and maybe I'm wrong about it. Well, I probably am wrong about it, but
okay, yeah. So check this out. So most transgender people are either male or female, but some people don't neatly fit into the categories of man or woman or male or female. So people whose gender is not male or female use many different terms to describe themselves, with non-binary being one of the most common. So basically, maybe I could be non-binary. I've kind of thought that sometimes. Like, you know, sometimes I don't know. Because I don't want to say, like,
say whatever you want.
I don't want to say some wild shit. Like, sometimes I'm a little too emotional or, like, things like that, you know, but, like,
we're not big enough to get in trouble.
Those are the big, respectfully, those are the big qualities that are associated with females, right? Like, so I don't know.
Look, guys, I want you to see what an original fucking thought looks like. You
but actually,
that right there, everybody uses buzzwords. Everybody hears something from someone else, but that was an original thought, Nick. Thank you. Because see, we're trying to figure something out here while being funny, and maybe we're not funny, right?
I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, I'm dead ass. But
shit, I'm dead ass too.
If I'm funny, because
I have no problem with calling you whatever you want, just so long as I'm not like, as long as it isn't written into law that like I'm gonna get in.
See, here's what I don't understand, right? So like scientifically, being labeled as a male is having a penis. Correct. And as a female, it's having an inverted penis, a vagina.
Right. The process in the womb.
Yes.
You know, it's like you start off with a penis, and then depending on your chromosomes.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Depending on your chromosomes.
Then formed. These cells are formed, and you become this embryo, and then. 9 months later, you're ready to breathe oxygen.
Yeah. So if I just have a penis, then I'm a male.
Correct. What else is there in between?
So why can I identify as non-binary?
Why can't you?
Why can I?
Why can you? Well,
I mean, it's down to like freedom of speech, essentially, right?
We should, in a sense, yes, I think so. You might be onto something, actually. Because shit, if like you, let's say like think it's not. I'm gonna be like, what is it, a nickname? No, I mean like if you're trans, I respect that you were like, hey, look, I wanted to make the transition because I didn't feel comfortable in my own body. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Like you're like, I went from a man to a female.
I just feel like I understand trans more than I understand
everything in between,
pronouns,
right? Whatever the in between is. I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. Like
trans is respectfully, but that like. I don't know. That doesn't make me question, like, oh, okay, like, he's born a man but thought he was a woman, you know? So then he made the sex change.
Yeah,
right?
The procedure is
that makes sense to me.
And then the procedure, like, is it a cosmetic procedure?
What?
Getting your dick chopped off and turning it into a vagina.
I mean, I think it's more than cosmetic, because you still have to like take testosterone pills, you know, like you basically take out the estrogen that's in your body and you do create the male hormones.
You almost sounded like you knew what you were saying.
I do know what I'm saying.
I believe you. No, I believe you,
because you're not taking out the estrogen, but you're replacing estrogen with more testosterone, and that's why
it's like, let's not devolve this argument into this discussion, because we could go on forever about like the idea about this. But did you see Elliot Page, his photo in trunks?
Who's Elliot Page?
Elliot Page, it's the actor, the one that was in the one with what's his name? From Superbad.
Superbad.
Yeah, who is in Superbad? Who's in Superbad? Jonah Hill, yeah. And who else?
Who is Elliot Page? Oh, this is the chick from Juno.
Chill out. She's not a chick anymore.
Oh.
He's not a chick anymore. Watch your fucking mouth. All right. You don't want them coming after you.
Dude, this guy's buffer than I am, and he used to be a woman. God damn.
Damn, you're lacking, bro.
I'm for sure lacking.
I mean, you for sure look cis. You a cis, dog. You cisgender, dude.
I am a cisgender. I'm a cisgender male,
bro,
right?
We should thank the LGBTQ plus community for allowing us to say at any point in time, like, I feel non-binary. Like, if I said I want to walk,
I don't know. When it comes to cisgender, I just feel like they were like, yo, I'm just bored of saying I'm a male or a female, so I'm just going to say I'm cisgender male.
Can you imagine guys?
Like they were just like, let's just add some shit to it. Just make it our own little thing.
If you ever hear a dude say, "Oh yeah, I'm a cisgendered white male or cisgendered male," what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Well, see, that's.
Can you imagine if
that's kind of the problem, right? Because like we wouldn't identify ourselves as that, or we do identify ourselves as that, right? But for some reason, I mean, there's problems to it with everything. But when it comes to like cisgendered white male, and you hear that from like someone within the LGBTQ community,
like even you when you said that, I don't understand what you're saying. It's
I don't either. But to them, it's like such a. It's like, I mean,
people think I'm a fucking have like a phobia or something.
Yeah, it's like as if you're like homophobic or
just nobody uses it.
It's just like used in a very arrogant way when you say it.
It's
like
a bit narcissistic.
And I've heard it multiple times where someone was like, "Well, you're a cisgendered white male," and I was like, "What the fuck does that mean?"
Yeah, what does that mean? If you're just calling me a male,
and I was like,
if by the definition, right? You're just
I'm like,
a dude.
If you look at me, yes, I am white for sure, right? But then I'm also Mexican, so I don't know. It's always weird because I'm always in this little scuffle when it comes to race because I don't know. Like, I understand that there's a lot of hate towards white people, and then but then you have the idiocracy where people are like, well, you can't be racist towards white people. Like, what the fuck does that mean? You can be racist towards any race. Race is a social construct created by
you. I think you can't be racist against white people.
That's dumb as fuck. How can you not?
How? Give me a good example. White? What? You live in a fucking trailer park? Trash looking ass.
No, everybody can live in a trailer park.
Exactly, but you can't be racist to white people.
No, but I'm saying, like, I just don't understand when people are like, oh, fucking, like, well you're white, so you can't talk. What does it mean?
I feel you. That's like it's
what
like
does
telling
that
somebody
mean?
to shut the fuck up
like that,
before they even get a chance to express themselves.
So that right there, that to me, like, that's racist. Like, what is it?
Oh,
I'm white, so I can't talk? Like, that's stupidity. What if I was like, you're fucking Mexican, don't talk? Or I was like, you're black, don't talk.
Okay,
like, what?
If you said that,
what the fuck? But then it would be racist, right? Check it. It would be racist because I'm white passing. That's why it would be racist.
See, that's
Boom.
The problem.
I blew it up.
See, look, yo, this man
I'm telling you,
like, dropping bombs.
It's fucking crazy to me. I'm just like, I gotta stand up for my other half of people.
I feel like, you can talk. Like, everyone has a look. Do you not have a Twitter yet? Go ahead. You want to say what you got to say? Say it on the internet.
Follow me on Twitter at ShugoNick. I go on these rants all the time.
Both of us.
All the fucking time.
If you want to know how he thinks, follow his Twitter or watch this damn show. Please.
No, I'm not very good at articulating myself when it comes to speech, but when I'm writing, like, you would understand more of what I'm saying.
What's funny talking about speech? When I took communication, I had to. Our final was basically a speech. And during the whole course, I had 3 speeches. Dude, we do this every week now in front of 10, 15 people. That's a small classroom.
Bro, you know what?
Yeah.
We could be professors, bro. Dead ass. If we went down the academic, what you need to be a communications professor, we do this shit every week.
You just need an English degree.
That's it?
Having an English degree.
I might have found my calling.
I don't have a fucking English degree. Gets you laid.
Gets you laid?
Yes.
Just having an English degree?
It's the one degree that will get you laid. Guaranteed. Let me tell you why.
Yeah, let me hear it.
You gotta learn how to talk. How are you gonna tell her what you want if you don't know how to talk? You know what I'm saying? If you have mastered the English language.
With consent, though.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
You always gotta add that nowadays.
I said tell her what you want. I didn't say coerce. You tell them what you want. Because there are some women who will try and tell you what they want.
Right.
But they are not sure of themselves.
It's called asserting dominance.
look, the English language was made for us to be able to communicate with each other.
Yeah.
Maybe that's like the base layer of information. Like maybe that's what consciousness is, what reality is. The idea that we're all talking, and because we're able to talk, we all exist amongst ourselves. Like we all exist, and whatever the fuck this is.
I mean, you might be right. You know, they say that we're able to manifest our universe. Like, the more we talk about it, the more we do it. Maybe you're right that's what consciousness is.
You know,
in addition to obviously clear like things that pop into your mind. I don't know either. It's fucking interesting,
dude. You know what's crazy? The other day I found out. Are you guys familiar with the famous Argentinian soccer player?
There's 3.
Well,
there's Kun Agüero. There's
Maradona.
There's a Di Maria.
Maradona.
There's Maradona.
Diego Maradona was, he passed away, but
I saw this clip. Sorry, real quick. I saw this clip of him when he was coaching, and he just gets like, the dealer comes up to him, gives him some coke, and he does a fucking line right there. In the
we're gonna have a conversation about cocaine. We had one already, but yeah, that's funny.
It was jokes.
Okay,
I was just like, that's such a thing. Like, that's such a fucking thing that he would do. Like, he was a character like that. I mean, just doing cocaine on the fucking sidelines of a professional soccer game.
Class.
As you're the coach.
Real class. It's unfortunate. They have found out that he was actually murdered. He was murdered, and
probably by his drug dealers because he didn't pay up.
You're not gonna believe this. It was by his. Actually, this is not hard to believe. It was by his doctors.
Well, he's probably a piece of shit then.
Look.
Why?
Honestly, look.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Inform me.
Like, here it is. It says 7 doctors have been charged with the death of the soccer legend Diego Maradona.
Okay.
According to ESPN's report on Thursday. This was last week. I know it's been a couple days, but I just bring it up because it like
you thought it was interesting.
We know more. He passes away, but no one thinks anything of it. Then you look into it, and then you realize like the man's actually was murdered, like due to 5 other medical. Okay, so his psychiatrist and neurosurgeon, along with 5 other medical professionals, with simple homicide and eventual intent in the death of Maradona. Audio of a private conversation between the medical professionals that indicated that Maradona wasn't properly looked after was leaked to the media, according to ESPN. Luke performed a successful brain surgery on Maradona 2 weeks before his death. Prosecutors even appointed a medical board to see if there was a possible homicide in the case, and the board reported in May that the medical professionals acted in an inappropriate, deficient, and reckless manner. His autopsy revealed that he died from his sleep from an acute pulmonary edema due to congestive heart failure.
Damn.
He died at
blood
60.
clot. In his
is that what that is?
Traction system.
Pulmonary edema? I don't know.
Well, pulmonary is lungs.
Oh, right. An edema, what is that? Etymologist?
I believe edema is like a blood clot. I'm not
thinking of like
sure.
edamame.
But I've heard that before, or it's like acute. Damn, I should, man.
Look,
this is why I should not be a nursing student, because I don't care enough for it. Like,
you gotta be I'm
having a midlife crisis on this show.
You know what would help if you really want to be a nurse? You gotta become a woman.
Oh yeah.
Or start taking estrogen. No cap, because women are like 96%.
I mean, women rule the
nurses,
nursing
right? It's like 96%
field anyways.
Women.
So it makes sense.
But I'm sorry.
Yeah, women rule the nursing field.
Right. Yeah, and it's like, where's the equal rights for men? Why isn't it 50% women, 50% men?
No, but see, here's where it's messed up, right? Kind of messed up.
It was messed up.
So even though women rule the nursing field, because there are such little men in it, men get paid even more than the women do.
Oh, God. You're trying to find a loophole for women to be paid more than men. Look, there's a reason men make more than women in certain professions, and there's many reasons why. Yeah. I'm just gonna run through some of them, and then you're gonna just criticize.
Physicality.
You can scrutinize me for this afterwards. No, well, it's not about physicality.
Well, that field it is.
What I'm referring to is the idea that the men are more likely to work longer hours than women. Men are more likely to move for job opportunities. Men are more likely to take on more dangerous jobs, which pay more than women, right?
You got a point.
Now, a lot of the information I get comes from clinical psychology. This is not something I would.
This is not opinionated. This is a fact.
Yeah, and I mean, you can do your own research. You're listening to me.
Yeah.
And you're over there getting upset that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm not saying you don't. Stupid, fucking nerd. No. See, what I'm saying is like,
trying to play footsie, bro.
So, oh shit.
The fuck is you doing?
I didn't realize that was.
I mean, we could play.
We could.
Just know I'm gonna win.
Just not on camera. No, you gotta subscribe to the Patreon and the OnlyFans if you want to see the feet.
The OnlyFans.
The Only Feet fans. Where was I talking? Oh yeah, the percentages and the clinical psychology data that I am familiar with. Women, at a certain point in their life, I don't know how we got to this, but yeah, like they decide to have families.
Yeah,
there's like a point where like they may be pursuing a very fulfilling career, and I don't know if there are any women in our audience, like we're middle 20s. I don't know how do I say it?
Middle age,
mid-20s,
20-year-olds,
mid-20s, young people, young men. Like, what are these stages in life where a woman is like, okay, I'm getting older. Like, do I want a family?
Right.
Like, having a family means that I have to work less.
Well, I feel.
I'm not saying you don't work at all. Like, people work through their pregnancy, people work through having children, but I'm going to connect this with another idea here in the United States. Something that a lot of other countries already have is like paid leave. Yeah. There is maternal leave, but there's no job security.
Indeed.
Like, women need more options when it comes to nurturing a family. I think it's like, I think it's beautiful if you decide to want to have a family and you decide to put your career on the back burner so that you can, fulfill your other desires. Right.
You know what's the most messed up thing about that maternal leave is that companies have come out and said, like, if you're complaining about maternal leave, just go find a job that offers it.
Bro.
And it's like, what?
Why the fuck? Yes.
Like,
why the
how
fuck
is that possible that that's okay
not
to say?
Giving us free healthcare with universal healthcare? Why does your healthcare have to be tied to your job? And after the pandemic, so many people who lost their jobs lost coverage. And then for the people who lost coverage, like, can you imagine, like, just for a second, like, this was something that would cross my mind early on in the days of the pandemic. I would think to myself, fuck, if I get sick, if somebody gets sick, the hospitals clearly were just like, we don't know where the fuck to do. We don't know what to do. We're just running around with our heads cut off. We don't have a vaccine. We don't have a treatment. We think it's best that we stick tubes down your fucking lungs so that we can, fucking filter out the virus.
It's wild.
It was wild.
It was literally like trial and error.
Yeah, you were gonna die.
Just based off of the medical terminology and shit that we already know.
Like, it's wild. I'm talking over you, and I apologize just now. I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're so lucky. Like, sure, things are way fucking better than they were then. Mm-hmm. But you just can't imagine what it was like being fucking sick in the 1500s. There's no anesthesia.
I mean, you were dying. That was it.
There's no like medical procedures. There's no standard operating procedure. Yeah. There's no like cleanliness, sanitation standards.
Right.
Like, what is all that? Nobody's familiar with what germs are, barely yet, right? Like, I think they had just barely discovered bacteria and shit. But we live in an era. We're lucky it wasn't way worse because we thought the worst.
Yeah.
And we're sitting here now. God bless the universe, whatever. That neither of us got seriously sick or had very severe complications to.
I mean, I got pretty damn sick, but yeah.
But when don't we get sick now?
No, I almost died though.
Shit. Okay. Where am I going with this? I don't want to say that we can just almost die every day, but that nihilistic idea that like people are like, well, you can die any day. You could just walk outside and your day is over and you're dead. Boom, you're dead.
Yeah, it's not wrong.
There's like, where's the nuance? I get it. It's a way of thinking, a school of thought. Like, you can die at any moment.
I mean, it was like that in the 1500s as well, though. Like,
and you only live to be 30.
I think the biggest problem with the pandemic, right, was not only did we not have a cure and all that, but everyone was afraid. And it's like, if you trust your body enough, if you if you've taken care of yourself, that was the main thing for me. Like I told everyone, I was like, if your immune system is good, you'll be fine. Like you'll really be fine. Even after I had it, and I'm telling you, like I literally, there was moments where I could not breathe, and I was in my bed, and I was like, yo, I'm dead ass gonna die. Like
so I'm not laughing because you're gonna die.
It's cool. I was cracking the fuck up because I
like,
was like, this is the way I go out. Like I thought I'd go out on some other shit. Yeah.
Like some piece of shit fucking virus is gonna take me out, and it's not even my fault. It was not even our control.
Literally.
And now it's not inappropriate to mention that it might have come from a lab.
I know.
Literally, dude. You don't have to. Please look. I know we're towards the end of our episode.
Yeah.
And if you made it this far, it's like, yo, check it. We are like now allowed to talk about the idea that maybe it came from a lab. There's no concrete evidence, but just the thought of saying, well, what if it started in a lab due to gain of function research? Gain of function research is where we study viruses and we create them so that we can develop better vaccines. All this research is what I've heard could be, it's an opinion, the idea that maybe this idea that it started in the wild is not as credible as it once was.
Yeah. Because
it would have had to have gone.
Yeah, they said it came from bats, right?
Yeah, it jumped. Yeah, it's the coronavirus. It's if I'm like familiar at all, it's they study bats,
some shit like that. Yeah,
with the coronavirus because they're most susceptible to it or whatever. The Wall Street Journal came out with a report. They were the first people to report on it, and everybody on the internet was like, "What the fuck? This was like heresy." A year ago. The New York Times, the Washington Post. The Washington Post is owned by Jeff Bezos, if you didn't know. So, you know, hold them to a grain of salt when you see something that has to do with Jeff and the paper and the Washington Post.
I mean, somebody owns all the newspapers, though, at the end of the day, right?
Oh, there's only a couple companies, like large corporations.
Right, but I'm saying, like,
the Wall Street Journal
choose what gets pushed out at the end of the day. There's an agenda anytime you read the news.
Yeah, there was this chick who got fired for being pro-Palestinian. She got fired from the Associated Press due to some comments she made on Twitter. Those Twitter comments got her fired. That, actually. But the fucking Associated Press is at the moment, from what I've heard, this is a developing story, they're unwilling to cooperate. Unwilling to cooperate. I'm sorry. They're more like trying to brush this under the rug because she made comments about pro-Palestinian, movements and stuff. Yeah. And at the moment, there's a ceasefire. Joe Biden wants to open up the Israeli embassy again. Wants to send them $20 billion, wants to help Palestinians. I don't understand. Why is this so polarizing? I'm sorry. You know the answer to that. Because we're human and our fucking egos are telling us like, oh, well, they should have the right to defend themselves. No, they have the right to defend themselves. Okay, cool. But is violence really the answer? Probably not. Like, I don't advocate for violence. I barely know enough about the situation.
I mean, look, nobody advocates for violence. But if you, and we've talked about this multiple times, but if you go throughout history, it's based on violence. It's all it is. But how did we come here?
Okay, this is another trend. We've made it very far. Thank fuck whatever human history has taught us because we've made it this far. How is it possible we aren't tearing our fucking heads off? We live above each other, one above the other. We're all living amongst ourselves with social contracts, social norms. Like, we're all able to just go into a liquor store and not have to worry about being like held or like, I don't know, like held hostage or some weird social...
We're not dealing with Sharia laws type shit.
Yeah, like, and then all of a sudden when your reality is broken, like when you see like a homeless person like running around and you're acting normal and you're just wondering like, what is this? Like, your reality is broken because you live in a world where you have, you live in a safe space and like you avoid your best to, you do your best to avoid situations that bring negative emotions, right? Eventually, someday, Nick and I will pass away. That's inevitable. Someday, our parents, our siblings. The idea that we shouldn't be avoiding these feelings, conflict delayed, is not good.
I ain't gonna lie. If I have made it a successful life and I've earned enough money, I'm gonna just go in the I'm gonna go in the cryo freezer, man. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, if you've earned enough money to try and figure out immortality. Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah, like
I feel it. No,
you know, Walt Disney had it right, dude.
Yeah, I can't
he
wait
was
for them
just
to
like, yo, if we
put
ever
them in the microwave.
if we ever figure this shit out, you know, like why
we
not
have
come
already
back?
Neuralink.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the idea. Everything, all these experiences you have right now,
Yeah.
will be uploaded as data.
Yeah.
That data will then be uploaded into another brain.
Yeah.
That chip will activate the regions of the brain that made you who you were. But what is consciousness? What is consciousness?
So okay, so check this.
Who are you talking to when you ask yourself? And why are you asking yourself? Why are you giving yourself a pep talk if you are who you are?
Because I feel like although you know who you are, you also question that. And I say that because it's funny that you mentioned that, because literally when I was in Yucca Valley, I thought about that when I was in the rocks in Joshua Tree. And I was like, I was staring into the desert essentially, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't know why, but this shit feels so familiar, right? And then as I was looking at the paved roads, like something about it just attracted me to that. And I thought about it and I was like, what if we have already lived like multiple lives, like straight up, right? And that's what feeling of deja vu or feeling of calmness is you remembering the life that you lived in that moment. But you can't clearly see it, right? But you can feel it.
Has anybody ever played a video game?
I hope so.
You know when you level up? the little golden light?
Okay, yes.
That's what deja vu is. You gotta add a skill point. You just got a new skill point.
Right, but see, that's what I mean. I feel like deja vu is just you retracting information that you had in a past life.
Okay. I actually Googled this. I looked into something called genetic memory because I'm actually fascinated with butterflies. I know there are different species of butterflies.
You should get a tattoo of a butterfly on your back, get a little tramp stamp.
I'll probably get it right on my asshole, so that when I clap them cheeks, it just they look like they're flapping.
There it is. Wait, no, there's a fucking stripper that has that, or like a porn star. I think it is. I don't. It's one of those.
It's a bit wild.
I ain't gonna lie. I've seen a video with a woman who had that.
You disgust me.
I think everyone has watched porn at some point in their life. Do I watch porn nowadays? No, because I have a woman.
You don't watch porn
if I
with
didn't
her?
have a woman, I would probably
do you guys
dibble
watch
and
porn
dabble
together?
in it. Do we watch porn together?
Yeah.
Negative.
No, why not? Because
No.
you then feel like
I just you
get discouraged. You're like, oh, like this guy's pretty big.
His shit's bigger than mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or she probably gets discouraged too. She's like, damn, she's got some big ass titties. I don't got no titties.
I think it's more of along the lines of
I'm sorry,
porn
I don't even know you.
and real intimate like sex is it's just not the same, right? Like you can honestly fuck your woman like a whore, like for sure you can, but then she's also going to feel like a whore, right? And that's the energy that you give off, and to her she's going to feel like
she's not
like she's not worthy or she's unvalued. And essentially, as weird as it sounds, right? But this is why porn is so detrimental for men. But you start to react that way. Like when you watch like hardcore porn like that, your mind is so triggered by it, and it's such a dopamine that you expect that every time that you have an intimate moment with nudity with someone else.
Yeah,
when you just have sex.
Yeah, no, porn really is not healthy. Porn is really not healthy.
It's terrible for you.
Yeah, it's like you're literally having sex, but nobody makes a sound. Yeah, that's what somebody. I heard someone say this because I thought it was funny because like people aren't. We talked about this again. Like young men are not having sex,
right?
And that's scary.
I
told you, Gen Z is gonna be weak as fuck. Literally, like y'all are not having. I'm not look. Circling back around.
Mm-hmm.
What was he saying?
I don't know. we were talking about deja vu, and you said you looked into it.
And you went to
but look, like that's fine. You can look into that and whatever. And that can
genetic memory, monarchs, butterflies. Yes.
Yeah.
So look, The idea.
I don't agree with whatever you're going to say, but that's cool. Go ahead.
Genetic butterflies. Look, okay, so monarch butterflies are like the real common ones, the orange and black ones.
Right.
They fly from the north to the south towards Baja California. So whenever you see monarch butterflies, know it's a sign that summer is coming.
Yeah.
Right? And I was curious. I was like, how do they know to go south? Like, how do they have a sense of direction?
Right.
Right. And then it turns out that
it's
they only
built
live
into them, though. No.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Some of them only live up to a couple weeks as they travel. Right. Okay. As they travel, it's like a couple weeks. They die. New ones are born. They travel south for a couple more weeks. Die. Boom. And as it gets warmer, I think by the time September rolls around, they live up to a couple months. Yeah. And they're all coming down south for the heat. But it's the idea, it's like, how do the offspring know where to go? Genetic memory is the idea that somewhere in their genome, in their genes, there is this instinctual direction. But that's the thing. Is it instinct? Is it a consciousness? Like, we've been taught everything we know. It's almost as to say, like, you have no free will. Because every decision you've made, okay, well, look.
Also, it's fucking Mikasa type of shit with Eren.
Why?
Because she's... Well, have you read the manga?
No, okay, stop. Then I'm not Don't talk about the manga. Yeah, Don't talk about anime right now.
No, it's basically just the fact that it's because you're programmed. That's what you're saying.
Okay, look.
Like you're programmed.
See, but it's to say, like, when have you ever made a decision for yourself?
I like to believe I make a decision for myself every day.
Doing what?
Being alive.
Oh.
Like...
Okay, right. You need the basic necessities to stay alive. Like, you're alive because you feed yourself.
Yeah. I don't do drugs.
To go pee, is it an instinct, or do you have to go pee because you tell yourself to go pee?
It's not that I tell myself to go pee. My body tells myself
to
go
body,
pee.
Whoa. You just said your body.
Yeah, my body does.
What do you mean your body does? How do you communicate with your body?
What do you mean? Your body stimulates your brain.
Uh-huh.
And then you're just like you don't go, oh, I need to pee. Your body literally is like, oh, you need to take a shit, and it starts twirling, or it's something's adding up into your bladder.
Yeah, you use the English language to describe something instinctual, or is it by memory? Like, are we remembering that, like...
I mean, it's essentially instinctual because when we're babies, we still do it even before we know how to do it.
How do you know you're not learning how to take a shit or learning how to take a piss?
I mean, you don't know
because we teach. Okay, but your parents taught you to take a piss standing up.
Yeah, I mean, you can learn anything when you're a child, and you learn it a lot faster because your brain registers things much faster as a child. If you wanted to, your child can learn 8 languages by the time he's 6 years old.
There's this idea that, like, children are really a sponge. Okay.
Yes.
But then what free will do they have then? What decision have they made for themselves to go pee?
Children.
Babies.
I don't think they have any free will.
Oof. So when does it start? Like, do they choose to go pee? Do they choose to go shit? No, they probably don't. They're just like, my body is like just peeing and shitting, and it's like, I'm a baby. I don't have any self-control. But what? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you don't have any self-control, and you're telling me that your body tells you that you need to pee. Yeah. But you are like, no, I don't want to pee right now. Right. I'm gonna hold my pee in.
You can do that, yes. But you run the risk.
Okay, but you're telling your body, or are you holding yourself back? Or are you doing it?
Well, so when it starts, your body tells you, but after that, that's all down to your brain.
See, it's these questions that keep me up at night. This idea that we don't understand who we are, and it's because of that we're in this fucking weird left and right ideology. It's like a mind virus. Because
so check this out, right? Because I used to ask these questions all the time, and someone asked me when I asked them, an older adult. They might be listening. But they asked me, they were like,
They better at this point. What the fuck?
they were like, how long have you been smoking weed?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I was smoking weed at the time, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? And they could just tell basically. And I was like, well, why do you think that? And they're like, because when I used to smoke weed, I also had a lot of these questions. It's as if you're trying to psych yourself out, or that you're expanding your mind more than what your reality actually is.
Let me stop you right there. I don't think it's okay, there in some ways you're expanding your mind. I also think that there are people who are just born
philosophical.
No, look.
Asking questions.
How often do you notice what else is going on around you?
All the time.
You say all the time.
I'm very observant. No, I'm a very observant person.
But you may be observant, but to what extent is that paranoia, that anxiety fueled by your observations? How well observed are you that if you see a tiger, you see a lion, you see a predator, right?
A predator, yeah.
What are you doing right there? What is it like? Your adrenaline, your fight or flight response activates.
Yeah.
You're like, I am trying to avoid this situation.
Right. But see, here's in those cases, right, like a predator or just something that I, for whatever reason, I was attracted to being like very observant about.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, you might be right. Like it might have been because of a paranoia thing, but I sense it before it even happens. Or I sense that something is going to go wrong, and then I start to look around for my clues as what is happening. And before, when I was younger, I used to just put myself in the situation and I would deal with it when it happened. But now that I'm older and wiser, once I start to realize that things are not going the way that I would want them to be, or I'm starting to feel uncomfortable, I'm out. Like I don't need to be in that situation anymore. And that's my choice.
I think what weed does, it activates the part of our senses. Mm-hmm. What we consider to be this anxiety, this paranoia, because it is a mild psychedelic depending on how you consume it. If you bake it, it's got these properties that are closer to psychedelics than what you're experiencing if you just smoke it.
Oh, I actually didn't know that.
Right. So
I was taking a lot of edibles at the time.
Yeah. So
maybe.
Like if you're just questioning things like what, like I think that there's something there. We aren't like, we just accept things as they are a lot of the time, and there isn't this question of like, well, why is this like this? Or like we can't all come to the consensus. Like, just gonna use this as an example, like mainstream media pales in comparison to what the internet has done for reporting, right? There are YouTube channels that I'm familiar with that pull numbers in greater than these mainstream television shows, greater than these television series, and like it just blows my mind because there is this market and need for people to have a regular, honest conversation about what's going on in the world. And like when you can have questions that say, well, I'm questioning why do we trust banks with our money? And then I put all my money in a savings account, but there's like no financial incentive for me to spend it, because I'm using that as an example because banks are institutions where we give them our money, and in return they give us the benefit of security, a certain level of insurance, and we don't have to worry about our money being stolen, right? Or like maybe like or me being responsible for it. I'm putting the bank in charge of my money.
Yeah, I mean, I think the social media platforms like YouTube and the shit that you watch and
TikTok is coming soon, guys.
Yeah, TikTok is coming soon for sure. But some of the things that you watch, I've started to dip my feet in and try to find an understanding as to why people think a certain way or things like that. But I don't know. I think it's all just sharing an opinion based on either like opinionated research or educated research. Like if you remember, I sent you something on Twitter where the guy said he put up a YouTube video back in 2013 and he said just invest $10 into Bitcoin.
Oh, the Bitcoin guy.
Yeah.
It was $1, he said.
No, it was $10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was $10 into Bitcoin. 2013. Because why? Because he looked into what could be the next big thing, and now you look at him and he's probably fucking blowing rich type of shit. He probably put more money than $10 in, but he was telling his audience at the time, like, what's the harm in doing it? What's the harm in taking the risk?
We're one of many podcasts. We didn't even get to that. Yeah. I wanted to talk about, like, everybody and their mama's got a podcast.
We'll get to that next time.
We could, but hold on. I know we're running a little long, but just to close off, like, the idea, like, it's like everybody's got a podcast. Everybody has something to say.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a Twitter account, everybody's got something to say. But it's what makes us stand out. And I hope that you and I stand out enough that we build an audience where they're like, yo, we would like to support you guys, and our traffic will help you guys earn ad revenue.
One day.
Hopefully.
No, one day for sure. I mean, look, it's not just trial and error. It's consistency, and it's also figuring out, your voice, right? Like, no rapper goes on a mic and just knows what the fuck he's doing right away. It takes time, man.
Yeah. Please, I am aiming at something and doing my best that my arrow doesn't just fall flat. Because there's a difference between giving up and course correction. Because course correction could just be like, I gave up on that and I'm going to go somewhere else.
Right.
The case may be that we evolve this podcast into something else.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for listening and tuning in every damn week. You already know what it is. Much love from me.
You already know what it is. That's so ugly. Yeah, much love from both of us, as chuggy. Always. If you've listened
I said you look chuggy.
Huh?
Chuggy?
Chuggy.
You know what that is?
No.
It's a new word. It's a new buzzword from the internet. Chuggy, it's like looking a certain way. I forgot what it means, but it's chuggy. Cheugy.
Right, the chuggy
some shit.
Shit.
All right, guys. We're going to sign off. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys next week. Take care of yourselves.
Peace.